Hey everyone, it's Cindy from Studioloo. I'm filming here from vacation in the woods. It is so beautiful outside right now, and I'm just hanging out on our little porch at the cabin here. And I wanted to share my progress, well, my finish flip through with you of the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery journal that I completed. I actually got to finish it while on vacation. So if you've been following this project with me, you've already seen a bit of it, but I'll just do a quick kind of flip through of it today. So to begin with, I did make a cover for it entirely slow stitched with some, this is a vintage applique that I found. Lots of hand stitching, and the this is my binding on the spine, and then this is the back. We have some mushrooms here, some lace, some big flowers, and a yo-yo. So if you can hear a little bit of noise, we have a boat passing by on the lake here. So yeah, I will open it on up. So the way that I did this is a little bit maybe different than what you'll see from other people's books. So this is actually the last of the 6 months that Roxy, that Rachel and Sarah of Roxy's Creations, the way that they organize these. This is actually the last month, and it was hand-dyed fabric and hearts. So what I used was all entirely my own indigo dyed fabrics. Then I made a heart here out of a vintage tablecloth, and then I did some little heart-like stitches here. This is just kind of a more almost anatomical feeling heart, but still in the shape of a love heart. And then a half heart here coming off the side of that page. So we're starting with the end. So that's that one. But then there was this page, which was optional. It's the Journal of Stitchery kind of title page that we were able to make if we chose to. So I used some really beautiful fabric here that I was able to embellish with my own beading and embroidery. Some really pretty buttons that have been in my collection for a long time. I made this Journal of Stitchery title, sort of, and then some beading, some sequins, and just lots of color and florals. And I did add a tab here to this one just for the fun of it. And this is backed on gray, which I really love. I thought that the gray really brought the white forward. It sort of made it pop. So this was the first project. And I don't know if some people may have done it only on one page. I did it on two. And this was actually the sampler. And I really love how it turned out. So we started with simple stitches and got a little more complicated, and then got into bullions and some couching, and then we got into the really fun stuff. And that was able to really be done in whatever way you wanted to do it. I'm particularly happy with this, and really all of these are a lot of fun. Okay, and then the next one, the theme for sort of the foreground was bunnies, and I completely forget what the background was. It might have been, I can't remember if it was maybe a lace. I completely forget, but this is my page, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Now, I added something extra that's still unfinished to this book, and it's my 52 buttons challenge, which I'm currently behind on, but I want it in this book. So I'm going to keep working on it. I am going to finish the challenge. So here's some of the buttons that I've made. It's one button for all 52 weeks of the year, so I'm going to be splitting them up between 4 pages, and it's actually a vintage pillowcase that I'm using. So this one is still blank, and you can see my stitches here, not bothered by that. So yeah, those will all get filled in. Now, the next page here, the background was neutral, and the foreground was fabulous florals. So I just did a bit of embroidery and stitching on top of existing vintage florals. and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I also like this little bit of a vintage, what is it called? Not a tablecloth. The words escape me. Towel, tea towel, vintage tea towel. You know, the vintage ones that have the calendars on them. So that's that one. And then here, the foreground theme was butterflies, and I can't remember what the background theme was, but I really love it. Just made my own little kind of, you know, butterflies out of different shapes. This one's all stitched. Some cross stitching. And then this one, the background was, I believe, country cottage, and the foreground, I can't remember. No, I'm getting this wrong. So the background was actually to use a quilt, like an upcycled quilt. And the theme, like the foreground theme, was country cottage. So this is the quilt that I used, which is actually a vintage baby quilt. So we have this bunny, this pony, and this elephant just kind of hopping along in the foreground here with this nice vintage linen woven sort of leaves, and then the country cottage is back here, and it's all in cross stitch that's been outlined. Then this page, this was the second last one. So it was about beautiful birds and your favorite color in the background. So the beautiful birds that I chose here are these owls. And they were from a fabric I found at a thrift store, and I just kind of like outlined them. And I wanted to use this Elizabeth fabric that's like an old fabric that I've had for quite some time. And yeah, I just thought it would be really nice to have the Elizabeth and her owls here. And then at the back, I just added a vintage cross-stitch doily. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. So that is the book, and it's been 3-hole bound, like just with a simple 3-hole binding. And there are essentially 3 pages. So yeah, what a nice little heirloom. I'm really happy with this project. So thank you for hanging out with me, and also thank you for enduring my slightly stuffy nose. My allergies are definitely over time right now. So yeah, I will talk to you again very soon, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye for now.